videos I didn't get a chance to make videos on or respond to. So I'm gonna start with a video from Mike. You know, it's it's a video about the hand signals. About how the OK symbol is a symbol of white supremacy. Yeah, I've been meaning to do a video on that, and I didn't because I had other stuff I was working on. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. Hang on a second. Just give me a little memento. Alright, okay, let's start this shit. Alright. Alright, let's go. Alright. You can't. He fully admits that they're ridiculous and that they're memes. Yet there's still, 2 minutes and 17 seconds worth of him sensationalizing something that's basically just a meme and ridiculous. Just putting it out there. And it looks like he's got a goat's cunt hair on his chin. That's another thing I wanted to point out. I just realized something. I can't put my headphones on with this one. But anyway, let me keep going.
There's echoes, the three parentheses you can put around someone's name online to identify them as Jewish. And then there are the
That's not
like milk. Just someone's name on
Wait a minute.
The three parentheses and that the online right co-opted into a racist hate symbol. There's echoes, the three parentheses you can put around someone's name, popular on 4chan, that the online right co-opted into a racist hate symbol. There's echoes, the three parentheses you can put around someone's name online to identify them as Jewish.
That's not all people use them for, though. You can put it around any. You can put those parentheses around anything. Ugh. It's supposed to give out a signal that they're Jewish, okay? But it's kind of stupid because a rabbi would obviously be Jewish. So that's not. Ugh. Oh, God.
Like milk. Just milk. Which became a symbol of white purity after 4chan trolls with neo-Nazi tattoos.
And he says right there that these people are trolls. That they're just trolling. But yeah, he's got but yeah, they've made a video with serious music playing in the background. This dark, ominous music, like, oh, this is white supremacists are out to get us because they're pouring milk on themselves as a joke because they'll know you'll overreact to it. You're just an idiot.
Chugging milk as they partied in New York City. And now, the milk emoji is attached to far-right Twitter handles everywhere. This all brings us back to the okay hand sign. The recent history...
They're making pouring milk on their bodies for fun look like fun. Oh, Lord Jesus. Christ Jesus. Just hang on a sec. I need to regroup right quick. Just to
of the symbol started as a prank called Operation OK.
And he just said like it was a fucking prank.
As a prank called a hand sign. The recent history of the symbol started as a prank called Operation OKKK.
Oh my god, I just noticed his fucking teeth. Hang on a second.
Called Operation...
Oh, Chip's teeth. Ew, just... You need to get that fixed immediately. As if you already didn't look like a fucking dipshit. You have a chipped tooth. Right front and center. I mean, I shouldn't talk because I got a gap and shit, but that's natural. It happened naturally. Chip's teeth don't happen naturally. He's probably gotten punched in the fucking face over disassociating with Mike.com. That's the only explanation.
OKKK, where a bunch of internet trolls tried
And he
to
look...
turn media into false...
I know I keep pausing it, but his appearance is starting to grate on my fucking nerves. He looks like a giant peach. Like he's covered with a fine fuzz, and he's got that chipped tooth. There's something about him that's just so off-putting. If you're not gonna be completely bald, if you're not gonna go all the way with that shit, stop being a pussy and just shave it all off. Because you look like a fucking peach. Oh. I just hate looking at him.
As racists, the anti-defamation trolls tried to trick the media into falsely identifying people as racists. The Anti-Defamation League then had to step in and clarify that no, the OK hand sign is not a hate symbol. But that was undermined later when it was adopted sincerely by actual racists.
Yeah, we got one picture of this guy, whoever the fuck this is, putting up an OK symbol. So I guess that means he is he's a. I guess that means that all white supremacists use that shit now. But even if they did, who gives a shit? There's white supremacists like a whole bunch of shit. They like oxygen and drinking water. Some of them might enjoy eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Does that mean all those fucking things are symbols of white supremacy? No. Fuck no. Because that's not how that fucking works. That's not how that works at all. Hey, white supremacists started to take interest in this shit, so clearly this is a thing of white supremacy. Clearly.
K, or it can look like a WP for white power.
Oh my god. It's just an okay, bruh. This has been around for centuries. That's all it, like, they knew it would fuck with you, and they knew you would try to explain this away as some kind of white supremacist or hate symbol. That's why people on 4chan and shit start using it. That's their purpose in life. Is just to do shit just so just so they'll see if you'll freak out over it. I mean, goddamn. It's just as simple as that. And of course, being the idiots they are, Mike.com, they did fucking freak out over it. Made a fucking nearly 2 minute and 30-second video on this shit. With the ominous music in the background. Like, this is, oh shit. The fuck? Damn it. Oh. Okay, there we go. This is a symbol of white supremacy. Like, and you're falling right into their hands with this shit. I mean, just, like, I want people to do better. I want people to do good. I'm rooting for people. But they make it hard. They make it really fucking difficult. And look at his fucking hands. Even they have fuzz on it. He's just fuzzy. Why? And his suit looks dirty as shit. Wait a minute.
Like a WP for...
His suit could be velvet or something. I don't know. Like, this video's a little pixelated, but it looks like his jacket is dusty as hell. What? And it looks like actually, you know what? It looks like his shirt is dirty too. Like, this motherfucker went on camera looking like this. I mean, I'll make videos where I put on like a regular t-shirt or whatever, and I won't wear a bra or whatever. I'll just wear the shirt I went to sleep in, but I'll still look 10 times better than this shit. Like, what? This motherfucker is covered in fuzz, and I don't know what the fuck that is. Couple that with like his fucking furry ass appearance. It's just Like, the white supremacists he showed in his videos look more well put together than him. That's fucking sad. Sad. Okay, let's just keep going.
White power. Someone holding up the OK hand sign.
And how do you know this doesn't mean white pussy? Like, it could be something sexual, since you're just like pulling shit out of your ass when it comes to this shit.
Could be making a subversive white supremacist hand gesture, or they could just be trolling. Confused yet? That's the way the far right likes it.
But you don't seem confused at all. It seems like you've made up your mind completely about what the fuck this is. Honestly. It's obviously a tool of white supremacy. But the far right, they like us confused. Like, you're not fucking confused. You made up your mind about what it is. So I have no clue. I don't know. Oh boy. Oh boy.
These are dog whistles. Symbols or phrases that seem totally innocent to most people, but have another meaning for a specific in-group, usually around something like anti-immigrant or anti-black sentiment. And this isn't just some viral internet trend. Dog whistles have been a part of mainstream American politics for at least half a century. After the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, many of these symbols were exposed for what they really are. But these symbols still exist. They'll keep changing, and there will always be new ones to stay vigilant for. Fighting racism means understanding not just what people say, but holding them accountable for what they actually mean.
Then maybe, you should hold them. Then maybe just hold them accountable for what this means, which is fucking nothing, and move the hell on. I mean, you could do that, but but instead they rather. I want to have a discussion with the dumbass who thinks this is some real shit. Like, the people who follow Mike.com and think, oh yeah, this is real. This is, not a joke. This is some real shit that... Oh! This is other video I wanted to respond to, because this one's done already. I wanted to respond to this other Riley Dennis video. I'm kind of dreading it though, because I said my last Riley Dennis video was going to be the last fucking one. But let me know in the chat if you guys want to see me respond to yet another Riley Dennis video, even though I promised I said I wouldn't. I know y'all are probably going to urge me to respond to it, but a part of me just fucking doesn't, because I can't stand looking at his fucking face. Alright. Okay. I guess I'll respond to this shit, because keep in mind, I don't have any statistics for this one. Statistics!
Last week, neo-Nazis, white supremacists...
yeah, I think this one was about the... Which fucking riot was this about? It was the one where that chick got ran over. Where she, damn near got mowed down or whatever. That's the one that's what this video is about. Let's talk about it.
Last week, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, white nationalists, and KKK members held a Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. On Friday night, they marched with torches and chanted the Nazi slogan, "Blood and Soil," along with other racist chants. A group of counter-protesters were there, and they were completely surrounded by the Nazis. On Saturday, the Nazis and the
Wait a minute.
Other racist chants. A group of counter-protesters were there, and they were completely surrounded by the Nazis.
You notice how Riley always words things very manipulatively? he always words things in a way that'll completely color how he wants you to look at it. Like, he's really manipulative in how he talks. And like what really happened is they were protesting or whatever the fuck, and the counter protesters, which is why they're called counter protesters, they showed up and caused a ruckus, and that's why that shit went down. Like, as far as my recollection, like, if my memory serves me well, that's what happened. Like, they were doing their thing, and then these counter protesters showed up. They were fucking shit up, and then that's how the whole kerfuffle started in the first place. But according to him, it was like, oh, well, these fucking white supremacist pieces of shit were there, and then these little fluffy bunnies, they just stomped on them for no fucking reason. And that was the way it happened. But no, they went there looking for trouble. They started trouble, and then, yeah. I know, shit happens.
On Saturday, the Nazis and the counter-protesters showed up again. This time, the Nazis shouted homophobic things like, "Fuck you, faggot." Many of them were carrying shields, guns, Confederate flags.
Wait a minute. One gripe, though. Like, is it really homophobic when you don't know the person's gay? Or, like, when you're not talking to a gay person? Like, when you're just shouting shit out just as an insult, does it really count as homophobia? Because technically, like, people like him think that if you insult a gay person at all, it's fucking homophobia. So, I've always thought about that. Is it homophobia if you're not really talking to a gay person? If you just insulting someone for the sake of insulting them?
And Nazi flags. Then one of them drove his car into a crowd of counter-protesters, injuring 19 people and killing one. Heather Heyer was murdered by a Nazi during a Nazi rally as she fought against racism and white supremacy.
No. No, they rushed, like, dude, I think was trying to get the fuck out of there. They rushed his car, and of course he tried to drive his car the fuck out. Like, basically, he tried to drive through him so he could get the fuck out. Basically defending himself, trying to get the motherfuckers off his car, from what I remember. And, it sucks, but why the fuck would you rush someone that you know is a Nazi? Like, you've already made up your mind that Nazis are fucked in the head, they're crazy, they're evil, and most of them, yeah, fucking are. And so, why So then why would you rush one of their cars and not just rushing their car, but like rushing the front of their car? Or was it the back? Or was she on the back of... No. She was on the back of his car. He backed up and then pinned her between another car, I think it was. I don't know. But yeah, you rushed his car. You rushed a Nazi's car. Nazis aren't really the best fucking people, as you already know. And you rush his car. And you think that's gonna end well? Like, it's like some asshole going into a lion's den, waving your... It's like the scene from... It's like the scene from The Happening. Like, this dude was just waving his arms around a lion's face and the lion attacking. But in this case, the person who waved their arm around the lion was like, "Oh, what the fuck? What the hell? This is injustice. What? I'm being discriminated against." Like, no, you knew what you were doing. You put yourself in a situation where you would likely get fucked up or die. And it sucks, but I don't feel too sorry for you when you do stupid shit like that. When anyone does stupid shit like that, I don't feel like, when they put themselves in a position where they're gonna get fucked up, I don't feel sorry. Like, this is like if it was in reverse. If the Nazis showed up to a peaceful protest with a bunch of non-Nazis to start some shit, and one of the Nazis got fucked up, it's like, yeah, you shouldn't have been there. You shouldn't have been there starting shit. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? It may sound harsh, but when you start to think about it, past the point of, oh, this person's bad and this person's good, then you have to think. You can't just think in terms of that person's a Nazi, so gotta hold him. So we can't possibly sympathize with him or at all. And Nazis are like bad and shit, but he was trying to get away from the situation, and then you took it upon yourself to jump on his car and try to fuck his shit up. So, you can't just do that.
Afterwards, Trump failed to condemn the Nazis by name. Instead, he blamed the violence on many sides. And I've seen a lot of people echoing that sentiment. When you talk about the murder of Heather Heyer, someone pops up and says, what about the violence that Black Lives Matter and anti-fascists have caused? But the problem with that is that it's drawn...
Going back to the Trump shit, is like, yeah, there were many sides. Many sides being two. Two sides. That's what he means by many. Those two sides, which were many, were both responsible for the fucking violence. Yeah. One group showed up to attack the other group. They knew what the fuck they were doing. That's what they went there to do. And then the violence broke out. You can't just because your group is put up on this pedestal as the moral group out of everyone on fucking planet Earth doesn't mean it's the most moral group on fucking planet Earth. You got some people who you got a lot of people in your group who are fucking it up for the rest of you, and you need to acknowledge that shit.
A false equivalence. Violence is inherent to Nazi ideology. The belief that white people are superior and that they have to take back their country from people of color, that ideology gets people of color killed. There is... okay, whatever. But, that doesn't mean... Because you have to think about it like this. There are plenty of Nazis who train their children to be Nazis. And, or who not teach them outright, but like they whisper in their ear with that with that hateful bullshit. Or like that doesn't mean that the children are gonna go out and slit the throat of the first black kid they see in their class. That's not how that works. You're not gonna just be violent just because you were taught. You're not just gonna be violent just because you were taught some shit. There's got to be. You have to be taught. You not only have to be taught to hate a certain group. You got to be taught that killing them is perfectly fucking okay.
And I'm pretty sure not all Nazis teach their children. Like, yeah, you know what? You know that black kid that, you know, that's always picking on you at school and shit? Why don't you just, like, fucking kill him? just kill him. Like, no one's gonna do shit. It's not gonna reflect badly on me. It's, like, not gonna fuck us up. And, have the media put a negative light on me. No. This is fucking, like, even though we're trying to assimilate back into normal society and be known as, like, and just so we can replenish our ranks again. You know, we want to do that, but we're gonna do something completely counterproductive to that, and get completely jammed up before we make any progress. It doesn't make any sense. Now, back in the day when black people, like, were getting sprayed down with hoses and were being being beaten to death in the street and shit, like, that's when, yeah, they didn't give a shit. They didn't give a flying fuck what they did to any person of color or any minority. But see, now it's a lot different. That where even Nazis are like, okay, we don't need to go that far. we just don't want you here, or we'll just leave or whatever. You know, they're hateful assholes, but they're not. It's not to the point where violence is completely normalized. A lot. I mean, yeah. I say a good chunk of them are fucking violent and will go that far, but it's like humanity in general. Like, you got bad people. You got bad, violent, evil motherfuckers, and then you got everyone else. It's the same thing, even in not, like, it's hard to grasp that, but it's true. Like, sometimes there are gonna be violent people, and there are gonna be non-violent people in every group, basically. So by that logic, if everyone in the Nazi Party is violent and would kill a person of color at the drop of a hat, that means anyone in Antifa or in Black Lives Matter would kill a white person at the drop of a hat, because they're both preaching hatred, or like they both think they're being shortchanged in America. So they're both preaching basically the same shit except against different groups. That's about it. So if one group is violent, then the other is too. You gotta call out both. You can't just be about, oh, well, Nazis and there's just the Nazis. We're fine.
There's no way to peacefully be a white supremacist. The very nature of the ideology is violent and harms people of color. Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, there's two different types of peaceful. There's peaceful ideology, and then there's peaceful when it comes to being violent or aggressive and shit like that. There's I guess you could say that you could be either there's physical peaceful, I guess, and then there's like socially peaceful. You can be one without the other. Like, there's some people who will talk shit behind people's backs, or like constantly roast them when it's completely uncalled for, bullying verbally. It's when it escalates into physical harm is when that person's tone and demeanor changes. There's a lot of people who bully somebody and won't verbally and won't lay one single fucking hand on them.
On the other hand, is an organization that states very specifically that its goals are to end violence and discrimination against black people. Their official website says Black Lives Matter is working for a world where black lives are no longer.
It's what the website says.
Targeted for demise. That is completely antithetical to the purpose of white supremacists. They are not two sides of the same coin. Nazis believe in
they are.
The eradication of people.
He's so fucking. He's so fucking sheltered. The only reference he has for people is the fucking internet and websites and shit. Well, the website says that they're fighting for equality, and they said they're black, so they gotta be. So they gotta be told the truth. Oh shit, Riley. from somebody who is black and who has grown up in a tumultuous neighborhood, is that all criminals think there's some kind of nobility to what the fuck they're doing. Gangs will be like, oh yeah, I'm trying to make this money for my family and shit. I'm trying to There's always some fucking excuse. And with Black Lives Matter, it's no different. Just like with Nazis, it's just no different. Like, oh, I'm just trying to preserve the race of the white people. I'm just trying to preserve my white race. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I need to do what I need to do. And sometimes, and with Black Lives Matter, we're just trying to preserve the black race. We're just trying to end racism. What the fuck? Like, they all think they're fucking victims. They all think whatever the fuck they do is justified because they mean well, or they're coming from good intentions. And we all know that saying about good intentions. The road to hell. But it's like, he's so sheltered. He just doesn't fucking get it at all. Side note, I actually like the fact that he stopped using that stupid fucking hat. It's so bad. Oh. I hated that. I hated that hat for so long.
Violence in claim association with Black Lives Matter? Yeah, sometimes. But those people do not represent the organization. They don't act in the values of the Black Lives Matter organization. In any large...
So it's the no Scotsman thing. Well, you can't judge us on a few singular people, but... See, I was gonna respond to this video before, and I downloaded a whole mess of videos of leaders of Black Lives Matter factions. Leaders, not some like little foot soldier on the sidelines. They were leaders who were encouraging the death of cops, encouraging people to beat the shit out of random white people. Leaders of these Black Lives Matter factions. Like, these were not some kind of random crazy assholes. These are people who are in charge of other people. These are the people who have influence over other people. But like I said, he's so fucking sheltered. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. Like, God forbid he steps out of his comfort zone and actually learns some shit. But, you know,
someone will commit violence. What matters is if that group's ideology promotes that violence. In 2016, when a black man shot and killed 5 white police officers, the Black Lives Matter movement immediately condemned it and said that they call for an end to violence. But after Heather Heyer was killed, Chris Cantwell, one of the leaders of the Unite the Right rally, said that her murder was justified. In fact, in 2014, when 2 police officers were murdered, Cantwell said that their deaths were good news. During the Unite the Right rally, he said, "We're not non-violent. We'll fucking kill these people if we have to." And afterwards, he said, "A lot more people are gonna die before we're done here, frankly." But the Black Lives Matter movement has always been non-violent and has always...
Doesn't fucking matter, because like I said, I've seen leaders, especially that one motherfucker, that little ugly bastard with the buck teeth. What was his name? Fuck. I forgot what his name is, but he's the guy, it was when, I think one of the Planet of the Apes movies came out, and then, oh my god, I keep forgetting everyone's fucking name, and Tariq Nasheed came out and said, oh, this is obviously, there's this one monkey in the movie with a blue vest on, and then Tariq Nasheed was like, oh, clearly this is the leader of the Black Lives Matter group, because he's a monkey in a blue vest. Basically trying to get the dude riled up. But yeah, basically that's who that guy is. He was the guy Tariq Nasheed was fucking race baiting for. And he said something about raping white women at one point on his Twitter, basically. Yeah, the leader, like one of the founders of the Black Lives Matter movement, I think. I don't know. It's really fucking vague. Like, they're all over the place. But people who call themselves leaders of different Black Lives Matter factions are influencing violence and shit. So who cares if one fucking person comes out, oh no, we condemn this. Of course they're gonna fucking condemn it in public, when it's on the news and shit, and when they're asked by news outlets, like, can you condemn this shit? Like, yeah, sure, because they have to look good. Nazis don't have to look. Who the fuck they need to look good for? They don't look good for anybody. They know who they are. They're not stupid. I mean, they're going to try to look enticing to certain people, but in general, they're not going to. What the fuck do they need to? Oh, I guess we need to not talk about killing people right now at the moment. But but yeah, they most of the time they know how they look to other people. And Black Lives Matter, they have a lot more at stake than Nazis do. You think Black Lives Matter? Do you really think Black Lives Matter is going to be on the news talking about, oh, just let's fucking white people, just kill them, just fucking kill? That's not going to look too good to with the media.
Beyond who condemns what, though, you can't look past the fact that the goals of white nationalism impede on the rights of other people. They want a white ethno-state. That means forcibly deporting or killing millions of people of color. They quite literally advocate genocide. There's no way to do that peacefully. However, you can easily peacefully advocate for an end to violence.
There's no way to do that peacefully. Or they could influence other white people to leave the country to some other fucking place. I mean, I think I've heard something that fucking stupid on one of Andy Worski's streams when he was talking to Richard Spencer, one of those fucking retards. Yeah, like some shit. Like, I mean, he is right about that. Like, there's no way to do that 100% peacefully. And like listening to Richard Spencer try to explain it, it's just oh god, it's like you feel like you're having a stroke. But getting off that, let's get back on the video.
Against black people, which is what Black Lives Matter fights for. And in regards to anti-fascists, they're harder to pin down because they're not an organization with leaders like Black Lives Matter. But I will say this, violence against fascists is not the same as violence used by fascists. Anti-fascism is not fascism. The thing...
So remember, if you call yourself an anti-fascist before doing something that a fascist would do, you're still not a fascist. He's such a fucking moron. Oh, hang on a second.
Is we can all agree that not all violence is equal. That's why we have laws that allow for self-defense. Sometimes violence is not justified. Sometimes it is. I think that's something...
Alright, so I'm betting this is that he's the same kind of motherfucker who would be all for gun control. I know I'm not wrong in assuming that. Like, I'm pretty sure he's the same kind of fucking idiot who would be all for gun control. Yeah, but you gotta defend yourself against fascism while being completely helpless against fascists. You know. I don't know, I just wanted to point that out. But you know he's all about gun control. Doesn't take an idiot to figure it out. When he's so fucking sheltered, he'll believe anything that Now This or Mike.com or Vox tells him to think.
Most people agree on. If someone tries to kill you and the only way you can protect yourself is to be violent towards them, you have every right to do so.
Oh, I bet you if I check his channel right now, I'll find something on gun control. I'm just saying, it's just fucking hilarious. It's hilarious. Okay, and so, here's the thing. The Nazi guy who mowed down the chick was trying to get out. He was trying to drive away from the situation, but they rushed his car. They were trying to bust in his car to bust him up. And he defended himself by unfortunately mowing down a couple fucking people. Because they were fucking with him. So, why is he not allowed to fucking, to defend himself? But these so-called, not fascists are, how come he's not allowed to defend himself, but these not fascists are? Like, it's just so hypocritical.
It's easy to see in an individual scenario. If someone pulls a gun on you, you can feel justified fighting back. But on a large-scale societal level, that violence violence against you can be as simple as calling for your eradication. You can argue all day that words are not violence, but the Holocaust didn't pop up out of nowhere.
Wait a minute. So the violence. So like the policies put in place are like fucking Hitler putting in his 2 cents about how Jews are awful and shit. That's just as violent as that's just as violent as people being starved to death and being experimented on and shit like that. That's just as bad as that. Words don't mean shit. I mean, back then, people were easily swayed by that shit. And words do have a kind of power, but then they only have power if people are easily swayed by it. If a large amount of people are easily swayed by that shit. That's how words have power. Words don't mean shit without people backing it up. Just like Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer was someone just took a picture of Richard Spencer at one of his rallies or whatever, and only 10 fucking people showed up. 10. Like a fucking rat's nostril worth of people showed up. So you're telling me. Now imagine if a Black Lives Matter person organized a speech and like a couple of hundred people showed up. Compared to Richard Spencer's 10 people in a row. They're both preaching the same shit. They're both, one person saying, oh, fuck white people, fuck cops, killing them ain't really that bad. But you're telling me that the person, even with only 10 people in their audience, has more power. Their violent words have more power than the person who has hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of fucking listeners, and hundreds of thousands of impressionable, angry people listening to them. You're telling me that this has a lot more power than this? Bullshit. Bullshit.
Started with words. It started with the vilification of certain marginalized groups, and then it grew. The marketplace of ideas has already proven that it can fail spectacularly. If you let people preach their genocidal bullshit as if it's normal and acceptable, they will grow. The people of Nazi Germany who let the Holocaust happen were not inherently more bigoted than any Americans are today. They were...
Wait a minute, let him finish that.
Just swayed by convincing rhetoric. People today bigoted than any Americans are today. They were just swayed by convincing rhetoric.
That's half true. That's kind of true. But you have to have a little bit of hatred in you in order to go that far. Shit like that takes, Black Lives Matter, their hateful rhetoric is a little more dangerous because following whatever, but still, that would still take a lot of conditioning in order for black people to just start roaming the streets, killing white people and pulling them out of their houses in droves and shit. They are technically more dangerous because they're reaching more people, and their hateful shit is a lot more socially acceptable than the Nazi shit. But still, it would take a long, long time of conditioning. And people were a lot fucking dumber back then. I mean, people are dumb now, but people were a lot fucking dumber back then. Because I don't know if you noticed, but there's this thing called, I forgot what it was called. But people are a lot different now than they were back then. We didn't just evolve in technology, we evolved when it came to acceptance and tolerance, and we evolved from bigotry. We've evolved, there's still fucking bigotry, but on that scale, it's not gonna fucking happen again on that fucking scale. You have to be in countries where that shit is completely acceptable. They have been conditioned to think that way for a long time. And in America, we've been conditioned to think the opposite for a long time. So it would have to take a long time for us to be conditioned to think bigotry is A-O-fucking-K. Because in spite of how dangerous Black Lives Matter and Antifa are, they're not going to get a lot of people convinced. They're not going to get that many people, like, on a Holocaust level convinced to start roaming the streets and killing white people. Like, yeah, I think I give people a lot more credit than Riley Dennis does. Like, this motherfucker, like, just completely sheltered and has no faith in humanity whatsoever. No, just in spite of how positive he likes to portray himself, like, he has no faith in people.
People today still have the ability to be swayed by fascist rhetoric, and that leads to mass violence. So in terms of large-scale societal violence, fighting fascism is self-defense. It is violence, but it is violence meant to protect marginalized people. Committing violence against someone...
Remember, when you blow up, or like when you bust down the windows of Starbuckses, and when you like fuck up random cars, and when you beat up the elderly, you're protecting marginalized people. That's all for the marginarized. We got to do it for the culture. Beating up the homeless for the culture.
Because they are black or Jewish or Muslim or Mexican or trans or gay or whatever, that is unacceptable and prejudiced. So committing violence against someone to stop them from committing violence against a marginalized group, that's justified. There may be violence.
Even when they're just walking down the fucking street not doing shit, like, or they're at McDonald's with their fucking family, they're not saying shit that day. They're not at some kind of rally or whatever. They're just chilling, but you take it upon yourself to just curb stomp them in front of their wife and kids just for the hell of it, because you saw them say some racist shit on Twitter one time. That's not fighting oppression. That's not progressive. That's being a little fucking bitch. I'm sorry. Now, if you see someone being violent, physically being violent in the moment, and then you try to stop that shit, that's fine. But being violent towards someone because they said some shit you don't like, what the fuck? That makes you a little bitch. It makes you a reactionary bitch.
On both sides, but you really need to look at why. For another individual example, let's say a man was beating his wife every day for years. One day she hits back and she tries to run away, but he calls the police. So the police arrive and he says, "Look, she hit me. She committed violence against me too. This isn't one-sided." Obviously that's fucked up and doesn't account for the scope of the violence or the reasoning behind it. He is the one in the wrong, not her. On a societal level, we have to be aware of that as well. You'd have to be willfully ignorant to believe that Nazi rhetoric does not lead to...
Now, keep in mind that Riley Dennis just compared being a weak, battered woman to being a marginalized person in America. No fucking respect for us at all. Like, just fucking none. Absolutely none. Just absolutely none. Just like when he compared marginalized people or POC people to peasants in the last video I made on him. No, hold on a second. See, here's what I'm trying to say. Black people are like peasants. Doesn't even understand how fucking racist he is. He just doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. That hat is cutting off all the oxygen to his brain. I'm really sorry for him.
Or incite violence in any way. The ideology itself calls for violence. We've seen it evolve into mass violence already not that long ago. Some survivors of the Holocaust are still alive today, and I don't think you can tell them that Nazi rhetoric is just harmless words. Now, violence against fascists and Nazis might be illegal, but what's legal is not always what's right. There is such a thing as good trouble. Activists have a long...
Oh, good trouble! That sounds like a fucking... You know what that sounds like? It sounds like one of those hillbilly-ass fucking movies. Those hillbilly-ass, Nazi or, like, white supremacist, exploitation movies. Like, Good Trouble. We were going around here beating some niggers. That's what we call good trouble. Yeah, but that's exactly what that sounds like. It's just so stupid. It's good trouble. When you beat up a white 14-year-old for saying the N-word on Twitter once, that's some good trouble. Holy shit. I'm gonna use that. Yeah, I'm gonna use that from now on. I'm stealing that. Seriously. That's some good trouble.
What's right? There is such a thing as good trouble. Activists have a long history of breaking the law to do what is right. And it's hard to argue that stopping fascism in its tracks is not the right thing to do. Plus, there's an argument to be made that what the Nazis in Charlottesville were doing was not protected by the First Amendment. In 1942, in Chaplinsky versus New Hampshire, the Supreme Court ruled that fighting words are not protected under the First Amendment. And I think you can make a strong case that Nazi slogans and homophobic and racist slurs are fighting words. And on top of that, it's evident that those Nazis...
Okay, so the people who say kill all cis people, kill all white people, they need to be held accountable for that shit too, right? I mean, like I said, you gotta be fair. You have to be fair. I mean, there was this one time when Riley Dennis was on, he was on Twitter after this shooting. I think it was after the Vegas shooting, and he said ban all white people, or ban all white men after the shooting. And yeah, of course it was mad disrespectful because white men had died during the fucking shooting. And then he tried to delete the tweet and pretend like it didn't fucking happen. Like, oh, no, he didn't. He tried to after deleting the tweet, he tried to justify it. Oh, well, I didn't mean like ban all white men. So like, if his side is so fucking justified, why do you need to justify yourself? Why you need to like defend yourself against this shit? Because you're right. You're right by default. So why the fuck you backtracking and deleting tweets and shit? Your rhetoric is good trouble. What you say is some good trouble, baby. Oh my god. I can't wait to wear that shit out. Some good trouble.
Nazis were not there to peacefully protest anything. They were carrying shields and guns and torches and wearing helmets. There's nothing peaceful.
Were they carrying guns? I don't remember that shit. I don't know.
They were ready for a fight and they were happy to incite one. By saying that
So they were ready for a fight with no one, because basically they were just walking around chanting and shit. They weren't really doing anything. Who were they fighting? Nobody. I could see if they, I don't know, waited for some group that they didn't like to show up so they could follow suit and go there and start violent shit. And then that would have some teeth. But see, that didn't happen with the Nazis. That happened with the other group. So yeah. You know, I'm just saying. Alright.
there was violence on many sides, or that anti-Nazi violence is the same as Nazi violence, you're just making excuses for Nazis. We haven't seen the last of these white supremacists. They will...
Yeah, like you were making excuses for Antifa just a minute ago. Their violence is okay because they're fighting against fascism, and their fascism isn't fascism because they're fighting against fascism. You Kermit the Frog sounding motherfucker.
They'll be back, and they will try to deflect blame onto the people who oppose them. Don't fall for it. Small pockets of anti-fascist violence are in no way comparable to an ideology that promotes the eradication of entire groups of people. To draw an equivalence between them is lazy and irrational. But really, nobody should be surprised by any of this. Our country is built on white supremacy. These people have always been here.
That's why we had a black president and so many other politicians of color, because our society was built on white supremacy. Okay.
They feel emboldened by Trump and they're willing to march without their hoods now, but they've always been here. This is not a...
Alright, wait. This whole emboldened by Trump shit, I want to squash right now. White supremacists would have gone on board with any president that was white, possibly male, and Republican. Period. Because they're not fucking smart people. They're not bright. They would have gotten because we want people like Riley want to have it both ways. Like they'll say, white supremacists are dumb and so fixated on race, which is completely fucking superficial and dumb and hateful, which is true. But then they'll turn around and be like, oh, they're emboldened by Trump, so obviously there's just a problem with Trump or Republicans. It's like, no. They would have been emboldened by anybody who is white, Republican, and possibly male. Because that's how fucking dumb they are. And just because, we want gun rights and we don't like illegal immigrants and shit. See, Trump or any fucking Republican president who believed in those who believed in those who believed in that type of shit. Sorry. They believe in it for a legitimate fucking reason. Sometimes they're illegals. They're doing shit illegally to get in here. Therefore, they should not be here. You have to face consequences when you do shit that's illegal. And when you do shit that's illegal, either you go back to your own country that you came from or go to jail. Because what you do is illegal. It's it's so fucking simple. That it's so simple that a 5-year-old would get it if you would explain it to them. But no, they think this is some kind of sinister shit. Like, oh, they just don't want brown people here. I'll tell you this one thing. If England was right on the border of Texas, they would do the same fucking thing, and we wouldn't want and any conservative president or anyone against illegal immigration wouldn't want them here either. And it's just the way it is. Because you're doing something illegal. And you're flooding the country and you're going into low-income communities where the jobs are already fucking scarce, and you take up the jobs that other people might want. And then we're talking about overpopulation and all this shit. But that's a whole nother fucking discussion. But yeah, if you want to come here, just come here legally, and we ain't got no fucking problem. Like, it has nothing to do with brown people. It has everything to do with people committing crimes to get here. That's it. That's fucking it. And Trump, he's emboldening these people. He's emboldening them. Of course he fucking is. Because they're looking at the surface level of Trump. He's white, Republican, and, possibly male. I don't know how they think about males versus females, like Nazis. I don't know. But yeah, he's white, conservative. He believes in certain things that they believe. But see, they believe in it for a different fucking reason than he does. See, for politicians, well, not for all, like for most of them, they don't want they want to uphold the law. Like, if you break the law, you gotta pay for that. That's it. That's basically it. Like, it's not that fucking hard to get.
New movement, and it's not an isolated movement. It's supported by everyone who makes excuses for it and defends it, like Donald Trump. Former KKK leader David Duke straight up said that the Klan voted for Trump and that the rally was intended to fulfill his promises.
I thought David Duke disavowed Trump a long fucking time ago. Did he? I could have swore David Duke was like, "No, we're not on board with Trump." I don't know who told you that, but it goes back to what I said. Even if he did, it goes back to what I said. The people who support him are not a reflection of Donald Trump. It's a reflection of themselves. They support him just because he is the same skin color, because they are racist. It's so fucking simple. He's a conservative and white. That is why they are backing him. That's it. Because they're not, like I said, they're not bright people. They're not smart at all. Not in the fucking slightest. Not even a little bit. They're idiots.
It's not enough to just not hate people of color. That is the bare minimum. We need to confront these ideas head on. We have to denounce white nationalism. We have to call out our racist relatives. We have to work
We already do. If you left your fucking apartment, you know this.
To dismantle the systems of white supremacy.
He's such a sheltered, pampered little bitch. I don't understand. I've never, because I thought that whole pampered white rich stereotype was phony. I didn't think it was real. Come on, there's got to be some rich people who know about the outside world, right? No, because Riley Dennis fucking doesn't. He doesn't get any of this shit. He just doesn't fucking get it.
That have always existed and continue to exist in this country. These people do not exist in some bubble. They have wives and friends and families and jobs.
They all deserve to die.
Who feel relatively supported and encouraged to continue. That has to end. There is no merit to what they advocate. There is no middle ground between genocide and...
Okay, so what are you proposing here? You want them all jailed or killed or something? Because I hate to break it to you, but Nazis are gonna have family members who love them and care about them, in spite of their beliefs. Like, so what the fuck are you? What you're proposing, like what you're not saying is really, what you're implying is really fucking sinister. Like, what are you implying? That we drag them out of their fucking homes and just open up a firing squad on their asses? Like, what are you saying? They have people who love them and we have to stop that. You sound like a fucking psychopath. This is like one of those comedy skits where the person is actually really fucking evil, but they try to dress up what they say with these with a really nice tone and way of speaking. That's what this is. Like, what the fuck are you implying, nigga?
Not genocide. If you're white, I know that it's easy to look away and write them off as a fringe group to say that white supremacy starts and ends with them. That's not true.
That's not true. I say it's not true, even though I've never come into contact with any white supremacist in my entire life, or anyone below, anyone who doesn't make like at least $100,000 a year. I've never come into contact with anyone below that line. But somehow I know all about these people and all about the life you have to live and all the struggles you have to go through. I just know. This hat is an all-knowing hat. Little queer, like this little queer hat, it's like Cerebro. I put it on and I'm connected to everyone. Everyone in America. Oh my god, fuck you.
Into the fabric of our society, and we have to do everything in our power to undo that. We have to support grassroots activist organizations led by people of color, and we have to elect more people of color into political office. We have to do better. Silencing rhetoric...
How does that fucking do anything? How does that fucking do anything? You know there are self-hating people of color, right? Who could probably be infiltrated by white supremacists. How does hiring, like, people of color couldn't possibly be fucking violent, crazy, discriminatory, none of that shit. And I know this because my little queer Cerebro hat told me. Oh god. Just Just such a sheltered, pampered little asshole.
Marginalized people is not suppressing free speech. It's shutting down genocide before it gets out of control. We can live in a country with free speech.
This motherfucker actually thinks we can go straight back to the Nazi days. Like we can literally get a new Hitler and kickstart this shit all over again. He genuinely fucking believes that shit. He's out of his goddamn mind.
Like advocating genocide. Anyway, that's all I had for you today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Ugh. I hope you guys enjoyed that, because dear God, I didn't. I can't stand this motherfucker. He's the only, like, social justice asshole that I genuinely don't like as a person. Like, he's not that great. Alright, what was another video that I was going to respond to? I got another social justice thing I want to start up, but there's another one. Oh, this one. Shit.
Why do we still need Black History Month in 20...
This is gonna be wonderful.
Why do we still need Black History Month in 2018? Because people keep asking me if they can say the N-word in songs.
Are you fucking joking? Why do we need Black History Month? Because there are white people going around repeating fucking words, repeating derogatory terms that black people have said in their own music. Like, that's what you got to worry about as a black person? That's it? Then you're not struggling, sweetie. You're not struggling whatsoever. Like, you're not, that's not the equivalent of being lynched. I'm sorry, but it isn't.
Black History Month in 2018. Because people keep asking me if they can say the N-word in songs. No, you can't. Because people still don't have their shit together.
Because people still don't have their shit together. What the hell does that even mean? That literally means nothing. Because people still don't have their shit together. That is what? What the fuck does that mean?
Because people are still trying to touch my hair.
What? How are these struggles or oppression in the slightest? Come on, just fucking tell me. Look, I used to go to school, predominantly black school, and there was one time I did my hair up real nice, braided it or whatever, and then the girls in class who were black could not stop touching my fucking hair. So this is not a white thing as much as it is a person with no fucking boundaries thing. So I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. What? And let's go back to your appearance. If there's one thing I hate, it's dudes who stand like they're fucking toddlers. Like, I can't stand that shit. I can't. I don't give a damn how young you are. If you are over the age of 17 and you stand like that, just no. It irks the shit out of me. You're a grown man. Stand like one. He's got his fucking head tilted. Oh my god. Anyway, responding to what he said. What? Nobody complains about you. Everyone says like an all black cast is racist. Who fucking says that? Literally no one says that. You're an idiot. No one fucking says that. Except maybe like a few select assholes who might want to piss you off, or those that small fucking minority of people who actually believe that, which is like I said, very, very small. But on the whole, nobody fucking believes that. Nobody says that shit.
Because black activism throughout history has helped pave the way for other minorities to have equal opportunities here in the United States.
That's the only decent that's so far the only decent fucking argument. It's not even coming from a black person, which is very telling. Very telling. It just that depresses me. The best fucking argument is coming from someone who's not even black.
Why do we still need Black History Month in 2018?
Because you didn't learn enough about it in school.
I did. Ad nauseum sometimes. I learned all about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman. Oh shit, Harriet Tubman. Crispus Attucks, Emmett Till, so many motherfucking people. Al Sharpton. Yeah, from what they wanted to tell us, and Jesse Jackson and all these. I learned about it enough. You don't know about everybody's fucking elementary school or like school experience. How the fuck are you assuming that the person that's watching this video hasn't learned that much about it? You don't fucking know. I'm sorry, but you haven't learned enough about this shit. You need one more month where it's just hammered into your fucking head.
So recently, I learned that Jack Daniels was made by black people.
There is
So? What's your point, bruh? What's your point? The best fucking arguments should not be by non-black people. Like, no offense, I'm just saying. But, you know, you want to pretend like you're the authority on a certain issue because you're black, okay? Then be the authority on it and know what the fuck you're talking about. And sound convincing. A little bit. That's all I'm saying.
no reason why we should just learn about his story and his story is white.
The fuck does that have to do with that? What does gender have to do with that? Any of this shit? No, we were talking about black history, like black people, race, and shit. Let's keep the argument on point. Let's keep the argument flowing.
It shocked me. If it was Hennessy, I would have understood.
I felt mad.
See, it shocked me. If it was Hennessy, I would have understood.
I felt mad. I felt lied to.
But the point is, it shows that black history and black accomplishments are always being minimalized or erased for one reason or another.
Why do we
Yeah, and what we really want to be known for is liquor. Holy shit. Why would you want us to be associated with liquor? Just let it...
Only Black History Month in 2018.
Because things might be bad now, but we've been through worse before. Because black girls have always been magic.
So if we're magic, then why do we need a fucking month to prop us up? Like, that you basically just contradicted yourself right there. Yeah, you basically contradicted yourself. Like, if we're such magic, if we're awesome and amazing already, why do we need a month to validate that? Like, can you make fucking sense?
Because cops are still shooting us and magic. Because cops are still shooting us and getting away with it.
Because we're...
How does February help that? See, you're not explaining shit. You're just saying shit. We need Black History Month because we die. We die. Okay, so how is a month gonna help that? You have to explain these things. Explain. Explain it past, oh, we just want it. We just need it. Oh. Okay.
And getting away with it.
Because we're still here and our lives still matter.
But, like, we can convey that without having a whole month to ourselves. I don't get it.
Because we still have monuments to white supremacists all across the country.
Name one, bitch.
Because there are still textbooks.
White supremacists all across the country.
And look, this guy just makes me laugh for some reason.
Because it didn't start with Rosa and end with Martin.
Because there are still textbooks that refer to slaves as immigrants and workers.
I think those are just the new books, because the books I grew up with said slaves. They always said slaves. There must be some kind of fucking school, progressive school that tries to, or one of those schools that try to soften the blow of a dark subject matter for kids. Doesn't mean they're like trying to erase slavery. They're just trying to soften it up for young, impressionable minds, which I still think is kind of fucking dumb. If you want to teach kids about something, teach them about the whole thing. Get down and dirty with it. Not too down and dirty, but like, just, you can teach them shit without watering it down, is what I'm saying.
Editorial errors.
Why do we still need Black History Month in 2018?
Because people love to wear black culture without understanding anything about it.
Yeah, you know, when a white guy wears Timbs and a snapback, you know, he has to know about the culture behind it. Otherwise, it's just not legit. you got to know the snapbacks. Like Martin Luther King wore a snapback, and the one he wore was bulletproof, and what? Oh god, I don't know what the fuck that was about.
Because black women are paid 63 cents for every dollar white men make. Because some people...
Stop it with this fucking wage gap shit. Stop it. Knock it off. Just stop. Just stop it.
Because some people think Frederick Douglass is alive 200 years after his birth.
Citation. What? And that was just the most incomprehensible shit. So stupid people exist. We need Black History Month because stupid people exist. Okay, whatever. I'm just
Because to get where we want to go, we have to know where we came from. Because we're not going back to Africa anytime soon. Low key, my mom's probably gonna go back. Why do...
Stop trying to be funny. If you're a social justice warrior, stop trying to be funny. Because you're not, by default, you're not fucking funny. Stop trying to be funny. Just knock it off. Don't do it. Half the time, I don't think y'all even understand what the fuck you're saying. Just don't do it.
We still need Black History Month in 2018?
Because after that, the next people are black too.
Because black queer folks are too easily forgotten.
Isn't gay politics separate from racial politics though? Don't see what it has to do with anything. Like, stop trying to pile it on. Like, not only am I black, but I'm gay, autistic, schizophrenic. I've got bad bowel movements. I got alopecia, cataracts, erupting tail syndrome. I got all that shit. And it all ties into me being black somehow.
Because there's so many different cultures within the black community. Because the culture didn't start with Migos. Because this isn't the first time we've had a president who refuses to shut down white supremacists.
Please stop. Please fucking... I mean, the guy has been, like, denouncing motherfuckers who identify as white supremacists. Like, he's been denouncing these motherfuckers since he started running. It's not his fucking fault y'all ain't listening or you don't want to listen. So, I'm just saying.
Because history shouldn't be the tool of the oppressor. Why?
Explain... Stop saying shit and not explaining it. You just... Oh my god. But see, that's what woke people do. They say a whole bunch of incomprehensible bullshit and don't explain anything. You're supposed to just know what it is. It's just a way for them, like, oh, I sound smart. Because it's confusing. And that's not how that works. Like, no, you just sound fucking confusing, motherfucker. Like, what you said was not smart in the slightest.
Because America wouldn't be America without us.
No. I think the only people who deserve to say that are fucking Native Americans. Like, since when were we the first people here? No, Native Americans were the first people here. You have no right to say this shit. You have no right to say this shit. You're basically co-opting some, like, even, it would still be douchey if Native Americans said it. But it's even worse when you're culturally appropriating something for some other, like, from Native Americans. Native Americans should technically be the only ones saying that. Like, how far up your ass do you have to be to think you did? Oh, we started all this shit. Like, stop. Alright, let me see if there is something else. I might have one more. Oh shit, I have the marijuana is racist video. But hang on, I'm gonna keep looking through this anyway. Oh, I forgot all about that video I was working on. Okay. I need y'all to help me decide between why gender pronouns matter and the top 3 moments in male fragility. Which one should I do? Like, one video is about non-binary, whatever the fuck, and then the other one's about male fragility. Which one should I do? Because I have no fucking clue. I might have to pick myself. Damn it. Alright, I'm gonna pick the male fragility one. Fuck it.
Male fragility is a problem. That's why we're reviewing 2017's greatest moments in male fragility so far. And because we've already covered the fragility of these guys, and of course, this guy, we're gonna go over the moments...
Oh no! Donald Trump is orange, in case you didn't fucking get the memo. In case you didn't hear the other 569,445 jokes since 2016. He is orange. Just letting you know. He's fucking... He's orange. You get it? You get it? He's orange! There's still people who don't know this. The people need to be told that that Donald Trump is orange. You got it? Okay. We got it? Okay, we're cool. Okay.
You might have missed fragility at the box office, in the workforce, and yes, over one's hypothetical murder. Oh, it goes deep. Before we go on, let's just clarify that we at Newsbrook love men. Matt is a man.
Bad example! Holy shit, that was a bad example.
Matt is a man.
Oh, he looks like a gay rat. And why is he... Ew. Why is this green screen? Or was he... Hang on a second. Either that's bad green screen or they tried to mask him out and it didn't work out. I think that's bad masking. Ew. Y'all couldn't do any better than this shit? So not only does he look like that, they masked him out so poorly. You can actually see like the color between his fucking fingers. And he's wobbling, his edges are wobbling all over the place, and he looks so bad. I feel so sorry for this dude. Oh my god. Oh, he looks like if a rat was a rapist. He just look, and there's something about him that's very rat-like.
Matt is a man. Our camera guy Hugo is a man.
Yeah, he's alright, but that bald head looks funny.
Our content strategist is of course a man.
Stop putting these motherfuckers on camera! These are bad examples, guys. These are bad examples. And I'm sorry, but men who are in your employ, who have to kind of be nice to you because of your views and because of the social climate that you are that you are contributing to, that doesn't count. They kind of have to say they like you. That doesn't count. Oh, we like these fucking people who have to do whatever the hell we say. We really like them. Whatever.
Man, my cat is a... No, well, my cat's a lady. Thank God. What?
That's not funny. It's not funny. Why do they keep doing this to themselves? That wasn't funny. That wasn't funny. It was like, because you're not being self-aware, and you're not making fun of yourself. That's for damn sure. So, that's basically, what you did was just nothing. It was just air escaping your mouth.
And
Patriarchy is not a thing. How can you still believe that in 2018? I don't mean to. I hate to current year people, but there's no fucking reason to believe that in 2018. No reason whatsoever.
Form of sexual assault, unequal pay, and a wasted afternoon watching makeup tutorials. Talking about patriarchy can hurt male feelings. It's called male fragility.
Yeah, telling men that they suck and that their very existence oppresses women, and them having a problem with that, that's just male fragility. You know, when you're being talked down to by some fucking cunt, by some sheltered cunt who is completely unfunny and not good at it, who is a complete retard. That's just male fragility. Like that's just male and not enjoying that. That's just male fragility. Clearly. Fucking clearly, yeah. Okay, so what if I, as a woman, don't accept that shit at all either? What is that? Is it like, what is that? What do you call it? Internalized misogynistic fragility? What the fuck? What is that?
Defensiveness at the discussion of sex and the inability to accept or take some responsibility for inequalities between men and women by acting like, and I don't use this word often, a whiny bitch.
Alright, so all men are supposed to take responsibility for shit that they haven't done? Well, at least you're being honest about it. You're not sugarcoating it like other fucking feminists. Yeah, you're just being straight up about how much of a cunt you are. So that's nice. I guess. I fucking guess.
In a world where multi-million-dollar superhero movies never have female protagonists.
Fuck yourself! Alright, look. I grew up with movies like, because I grew up in that dark period of time where superhero movies had that fucking emo, that really goofy emo vibe to them. You know, like that first Daredevil movie. And Elektra was in that. And then Elektra eventually, because of the success of Daredevil, got her own movie. And it was terrible. Not because I know it's not because the writers were just so shit. Were just decided to be shitty because they were writing for female characters. No, because their writing was just shit. Writing for comic book characters back then was shit, regardless of gender. The first Daredevil was shit because they didn't give a good goddamn. Like, the only good comic book movie out during that time period was what? The fucking Blade movies, and that was about it. Oh, and I think The Punisher with Thomas Jane, that was halfway decent. But other than that, most of them, most comic book movies were terrible. And then, then we had Elektra, then there was Catwoman, which was also terrible, and then, oh shit. I can't fucking remember another one. But then we had Charlize Theron's character in Hancock. Like, it wasn't a comic book movie, but still. She was a superhero, technically, kinda. And she was co-starring in that movie. And then we had a whole bunch of other shit. Let me just keep going with this and see what she has to say. Because basically what I'm saying is there were female-led superhero movies. And they didn't do well, not because men were half-assed with the script, it's because the writing back then for superhero movies was shit regardless. So let's just get back to this.
Where girlfriends nationwide sit through yet another Transformers sequel. One theater...
Fuck off. Fuck off. Those movies are popular for a reason. Not only dudes are seeing this shit. There's some women who are dumb enough to go see those movies too. And if you think women aren't sitting down to watch a Thor movie or Captain America or Iron Man, like, take your ass to Tumblr for 5 seconds and be proven horrifically wrong. Come on. She's already just so she's making women seem like these derivative thinkers, and these one-dimensional fucking babies. Like, we don't watch superhero movies with men in it because they're men in it and men are scary. Couldn't watch it because we like to see heroes on screen, or we can relate to a character regardless of gender. No. Nothing like that.
Shane dared to show screenings of Wonder Woman for women only, and people got angry.
Well, it turns out those screenings, I think, were illegal. I think I read that somewhere, that those screenings were actually illegal, so, just saying. I mean, kind of whining about it, like, when you can see it any time is... Yeah, it is kind of whiny. You should get over it, but at the same time, those screenings were illegal, and they weren't supposed to do that shit. And it's kind of stupid because it's just like, why? Why do women need their own screening of this movie? I just don't. It's just kind of bizarre. It doesn't make any sense.
It's hypocrisy at its finest. It's horseshit at its finest. But I'm telling you, these feminists are just female supremacists. If this is deemed okay,
was that even a? They're showing, like, fucking clips of Sargon and shit. Of course, these clips of Sargon and Mundane Matt are completely out of fucking context. They could... they didn't show what they said before or after that one little soundbite. Which is... So I'm just gonna disregard all this shit.
If this is deemed okay, if we can have women-only screenings of Wonder Woman, then what's stopping us from having man-only screenings of movies?
Shame. Shame is what stops you. And the smell. Shame and the smell.
What the fuck does that even mean? Yeah. That was just, like, you're just so not funny. And I don't even understand what the hell you were trying to say right there.
Men who believe in real equality in the real world know that women getting together to watch a movie about a goddess warrior doesn't pose a real threat. Plus, our goddess armies aren't ready yet. I've said too much. And there are men-only screenings of films.
Where?
It's called Entourage.
Yeah, that's that's so not a dated reference at all. You know how long ago it's been since that fucking Entourage? Well, there it is right there. From the time this video was posted, it was like 2 years. Now it's 3 years. Like, you do have men-only screenings, because only men go see popular HBO television show spin-off movies. only they watch that shit. Oh, you egg-headed dick.
But the Alamo did apologize to the city of Austin after 2 men filed complaints, even though, as one guy so bravely proved, theaters didn't actually prevent men from buying tickets to the all-female show. They just figured you wouldn't want to be that guy mansplaining reverse sexism during the previews.
Okay, so you just fucking admitted that, one guy proved that you could still buy a ticket, but then you're still bitching about... You're still fucking bitching about... Oh, and, thank you, Scooter the Lost Duckling, for telling me about the X-Men movies. Yeah, I forgot all about those. Thank you. Shit.
Next up is James Damore. You might have heard of Damore.
No. I'm just gonna skip past this because... Well, I'll just give you my rundown of it. Like, the motherfucker had certain views, and they fired him for it. It's fucking wrong, period. Sorry. That's not fucking... Getting fired from a very good job because you have certain fucking views is wrong, period. The same fucking twat would be bitching and moaning if a woman got fired for talking about fucking feminism in the office. But all of a sudden, him losing his job and being mad about that shit is male fragility? Go fuck yourself!
After he was fired, Damore denied arguing that a memo complete with several citations. Damore misused...
Go fuck yourself. Bye.
Using axes? I mean, why are men lumberjacks? Science. But no matter, Damore, who says he may sue Google, fittingly...
Is it
hard to sleep? Is it hard to concentrate? Attacks.
Offers from other men in your
How
mailbox.
fucking long does she stay on this motherfucker?
And the last moment of male fragility you might have missed has to do with fragility about trans women having too many rights. This one comes from Tucker Carlson, one of the remaining Fox hosts who hasn't faced sexual harassment charges. Although, to be honest, his show is an unwanted assault on the senses. Back in April, Carlson had Caitlyn Jenner on his show, and she talked about the murder rate of trans women. She was concerned that Attorney General Jeff Sessions didn't care.
There was a letter sent to him to try to prosecute the murderers of these trans women as hate crimes, and he never even responded, which is extremely disappointing to me.
A few months later, the Department of Justice did say it would prosecute trans murders as hate crimes, but that didn't stop Carlson from getting fragile over trans women having the privilege of being a hate crime victim.
I wonder if it's not just enough to prosecute someone for murder. Put yourself in the position of someone else. If someone you loved were killed and the murderer received a lesser sentence because your loved one was not a member of the trans community, you'd say, well, that's kind of unfair. I mean, we're all Americans.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, I think I know what he's saying here, even though he's not wording it fucking right. Well, this is what I'm thinking he's saying. Like, I think what he's saying is, how can you classify every trans murder as a fucking hate crime? Some people aren't murdered because of their gender or whatever. Sometimes they're murdered because the other one person is crazy or the other person is a fucking asshole. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. Sometimes it's not because they're fucking trans. Sometimes they die for the same reason someone else fucking dies, because the world is just really fucked up. I think that's what he's fucking saying. He's just phrasing it in a way that panders to his fucking audience. When all he really had to say is like, why does every trans murder have to count as a fucking hate crime? How do you know that person is murdering someone because they're trans, basically? I think I looked at that clip once because I was going to do a reaction to this one, and I looked up some clips, and I think he did kind of touch on that. Like, he got away from the way he worded it the first time, and he did get more specific. But yeah, I think that's what he was trying to say. Like, basically, how do you know every murdered trans person was murdered because they were trans? That's not a fucking unreasonable question. It's an unreasonable question for you because you're a fucking idiot. And dumb people really consider good questions, or questions that require thinking, as a completely unreasonable question.
Tucker Carlson is all lives mattering death, which coincidentally is Death's favorite game. So, movie buffs, James Damore, Tucker resting dumb-faced Carlson, don't worry, men still have it good. You make up 85% of the tech jobs at the largest tech companies. You still have 70% of speaking roles in films, and
that sounds like total bullshit. And of course, she's not going to cite anything because, well, why would you? Like, your followers are idiots too.
No one is saying some murder is worse than yours, unless anyone messes with.
If you classify every fucking murder of a trans person as a hate crime, yes, you are saying their murder is worse than someone else's fucking murder. You are. Sorry, but a hate crime is considered worse. A hate crime that is a murder would be considered worse than a regular murder, like a murder of circumstance, or someone who just murdered someone just for the hell of it. You are saying it's worse than that. Like, what the fuck?
Then everyone's going to jail. Just let women have some things.
No matter how stupid and incomprehensible or bigoted they are, let's let us have it. Let's let us have it.
We're hoping with you. Love you.
She's awful.
Love men. We would love them.
We like men who are completely silent and don't fucking ask any questions or don't tell us anything we don't want to hear.